G'day, MG here. Recently I watched a video of Sebastian Vettel reciting all the Formula One World Champion names and what years they won their championships and such. It was a very impressive video. So I thought, hey, I'll have a crack at that. And that didn't go so well. Got myself very easily confused. So then I thought, maybe something a bit closer to home will be better for me. How about the Australian Touring Car Champions? That didn't go well either. So then I thought I should educate myself on who these guys were that won Australia's premier tin top category. And then I thought I'd make a video about it. So, sit back and relax as we go through the list of Australian Touring Car Champions. The Australian Touring Car Championship has been around for 63 years now, and yep, I am counting the modern day Supercars Championship and V8 Supercars era. Its first year of existence was 1960. 1960 was run under Appendix J rules, and the winner of the first championship was David Mackay, driving a Jaguar Mark I. Oh, just a quick side note here. I have to apologise. I don't know if this guy's name is David Mackay or David McKay. Either way, Dave won our first championship. On you, Dave. The Jaguars proved to be the car to have at the time, and in 1961, Bill Pitt took the championship in his Mark I. In 1962 and 1963, it was Bob Jane who took back-to-back championships in his Jaguars, now in Mark II guise. 1964, however, saw the first non-Jag win when Ian Gagan won the championship in his Ford Cortina. For 1965, there was a rule change for the series. Appendix J was out and the improved production class was in, and it was the Ford Mustang of Norm Beechey that won the championship in 65. The era of the muscle car had arrived, and it was Ian Gagan that dominated the next few years, with championship victories in 66, 67, 68 and 69, all in a Ford Mustang. Before Norm Beechey won the first championship for Holden in 1970, driving a Monaro. For 1971 and 1972, it was Bob Jane who took the honours driving a Chev Camaro, bringing an end to the improved production rules for the series. In 1973, Group C rules came into effect, and it was Alan Moffat in a Ford Falcon that came out on top. 1974 saw Peter Brock win the championship, first in an LJ Tirana, and later in the year he changed to an SLR 5000 Tirana to finish off the season. Colin Bond took the championship in 1975 in a HDT prepared SLR 5000. Alan Moffat was back in a Ford Falcon, winning in 1976 and 1977. Before Peter Brock bounced back in 1978, winning in an A9X Tirana. Bob Morris won his only championship in 1979 in an A9X, before Peter Brock debuted the VB Commodore in 1980 to win the championship. 1981 saw Dick Johnson take control in his XD Falcon, and he backed it up with the double by winning the championship again in 1982. 1983 had the mighty RX-7 of Alan Moffat win the series, before Dick Johnson fired back in 1984 in his XE Falcon. This ended the Group C era, and we now moved into Group A cars, and in 1985 it was New Zealander Jim Richards taking the title in his BMW. Volvo produced a great win in 1986, with another Kiwi, Robbie Francevic, winning the championship. But in 1987, Jim Richards came roaring back in his BMW to win. Dick Johnson then won back-to-back titles in 1988 and 1989 driving a Ford Sierra, before Nissan came to dominate the next few years with 3 titles in a row, 1990 and 91 to Jim Richards, and 1992 Mark Skaife won for Nissan. But for 1993, a new era of touring car racing began. Group A was out, and the V8 formula had arrived, although I have seen it called Group 3A. The winner of the first V8 championship was Glenn Seaton in his Ford Falcon. In 1994, Mark Skaife won the title in his Gibson Motorsport Holden Commodore. 1995 saw John Bowe set the pace in his Ford Falcon for Dick Johnson Racing, and 1996 heralded the arrival of young Craig Lowndes, who won the championship for the Holden Racing team in his very first full season. 1997 arrived, and so did a new name. V8 Supercars was here, and it was Glenn Seaton in his Ford Falcon that won the championship. 1998 and 1999 saw Craig Lowndes win back-to-back titles in his HRT Commodore, before Mark Scaife won 3 titles in a row in 2000, 2001 and 2002. 2003 saw the introduction of the Project Blueprint V8 Supercar, and it was 2 titles in a row for Marcus Ambrose in 2003 and 2004 in his Stone Brothers prepared Ford Falcon. It was a 3rd title in a row for the Stone Brothers in 2005, but this time it was Russell Ingall that won the championship. In 2006, Rick Kelly took the honours in his HSV dealer team Commodore, and 2007 saw the double from HSV when Garth Tander won. 2008 and Triple Eight Engineering hit their straps, and Jamie Whincup won 2 championships in a row in 2008 and 2009. 2010 and James Courtney won the championship in his Dick Johnson Racing Falcon. We then had 4 years in a row of Triple Eight dominance, with Jamie Whincup taking the 2011, 12, 13 and 2014 Series Trophy. Mark Winterbottom came out on top in 2015 in his ProDrive Falcon. But in 2016, Triple Eight were back, this time with Shane Van Gisbergen winning the title. 2017, same team, but Jamie Whincup was back to win his 7th and final championship. Before we had a three-peat with Scott McLaughlin winning for Dick Johnson Racing in 2018, 2019 and 2020. Triple Eight bounced back in 2021 with Shane Van Gisbergen, and he repeated that form to win the championship in 2022. And there you go, the complete list of Australian touring car / V8 supercar / supercar champions, from its inception right up to the present time. We are currently well underway in the 2023 season, and as of the time of recording, young Brodie Kostecki leads the championship for Erebus Motorsport. The question is, will he continue on for the rest of the year and win his first championship and add his name to the list of 25 champions in the 63-year history of the Australian Touring Car Championship? We will have to wait and see.